The heat of the Tehran tarmac hit them the second the cabin door opened. Kidow stepped out first, juggling 4 heavy suitcases while his eyes scanned the horizon for adventure. Behind him, Luna moved with purpose, her paws steady as she balanced a basket of 4 restless kittens. The city was a maze of noise and unfamiliar scents. Kidow checked his map, his whiskers twitching as the smell of dried spices wafted over the perimeter walls. He saw a vibrant stall ahead, glowing with mounds of deep yellow powder, and his instincts took over. He assumed it was a field of high-grade catnip. He did not check with Luna. He did not look for a sign. He dropped the suitcases, put his head down, and sprinted toward the display. He hit the pile at full speed, launching himself into the center of the stall. The air erupted in a cloud of fine yellow dust, coating everything in sight as the display collapsed under his weight. The shopkeeper bellowed, his voice cutting through the market roar as he vaulted over the counter. Kidow scrambled, his paws slipping on the slick, dust-covered stones as he darted into a narrow alleyway. Behind him, the basket tipped over. The kittens tumbled out, scattering like wind-blown leaves into the labyrinthine stalls. Luna hissed at the encroaching shopkeeper, her tail arching, but the sheer volume of the crowd forced her to pivot toward the fleeing kittens. Kidow dived behind a stack of discarded carpet rolls, his chest heaving. He waited for the shouting to pass, but the market was a trap of moving parts. A nearby textile merchant, startled by the commotion, knocked over a vat of concentrated pigment. The kittens, caught in the spill, emerged from the shadows stained a vibrant, unnatural blue. Luna caught the first one by the scruff, then the second, her eyes scanning the alley for the others. They regrouped in a frantic pile, every movement punctuated by the distant, angry shouts of the shopkeeper who was still closing the distance. The air smelled of sharp chemicals and panic. The ancient stone pillars of Persepolis loomed against the sky, promising silence but offering none. Kidow scouted the site, his eyes fixed on a high marble ledge that promised a panoramic view. He dug his claws into the stone, but the surface was polished smooth by centuries of wind and sun. His grip failed. He tumbled backward, limbs flailing, and crashed directly into a group of tourists seated on a low wall. A tray of tea shattered against the base, sending porcelain shards and hot liquid across the ground. Kidow scrambled to find his footing, his tail whipping through the air in a blind panic. It caught the strap of a heavy backpack, hooking tight. As he lunged forward to escape the shouting crowd, the bag followed, sliding across the stone floor with a rhythmic thud. Luna sprinted behind him, snagging the blue-stained kittens one by one, while dodging the heavy boots of the guards. They bolted through a series of crumbling archways, weaving between massive stone blocks until the noise of the tourists faded into a distant murmur. They skidded into a quiet, shadowed courtyard and collapsed, lungs burning, their fur matted with tea stains and desert grit. The sun dipped below the horizon, leaving the desert in a shroud of cooling violet. Beneath the tattered fronds of a lone palm tree, the family collapsed. Kidow pulled a tin of local fish from his pack, his stomach growling in the quiet. He hooked his claw into the metal pull tab and tugged. The tab didn't move. He tried again, bracing his feet against the sand, but the metal was stubborn. He pressed the tin against the root of the tree, biting down on the tab, pulling until his jaw ached. With a sharp snap, the tab broke off entirely, leaving him with a jagged, sealed edge. Kidow scrambled to his feet, frantic now, and found a heavy, sharp-edged rock nearby. He gripped it between his paws, hammering at the lid. The stone slipped on the slick metal surface, jarring his paws. He adjusted, shoved the rock edge into the seam, and leaned his full weight into a final, desperate shove. The tin buckled, flipped, and launched its oily contents upward. A thick, fishy spray slapped directly across his face, matting his whiskers and blinding him. He stood frozen, dripping, the smell of the sea filling the dry desert air. Luna moved closer, her tongue rhythmic and steady as she began to groom the fish oil from his whiskers. Kidow sat still, the sharp sting of the day finally receding under the soft pressure of her touch. She worked systematically, cleaning the dust and the tea stains from his ears until his fur felt clean again. One by one, the kittens crawled forward, their blue-dyed paws patting softly across the sand. They pressed into the space between the two adults, finding warmth in the shared huddle. Kidow lowered his head, his breathing slowing to match the pulse of the night. The frantic energy of the market and the ruins vanished, replaced by the deep, heavy silence of the desert floor. Above them, the ancient stone walls held the heat of the day, radiating a faint, comforting warmth against their backs. Kidow let out a long, low vibration from his chest, a deep purr that rattled softly in the quiet air. They remained motionless, watching the stars blink into existence over the horizon. The chaos was gone. There was only the vast, cooling expanse of the sand, the steady rhythm of their breathing, and the quiet satisfaction of having survived the journey together.